Right now, in a library somewhere, a medical student has been studying biochemistry for 6 hours. She hasn't checked her phone. She hasn't eaten. She's smiling. You've met people like her, the ones who genuinely enjoy studying, who get annoyed when class ends early. You've assumed they're built different. They're not. They stumbled onto something about the brain the rest of us were never told, and it's almost unfair. It comes down to one chemical, and the moment it actually fires, almost everyone gets that moment wrong. There's an experiment from 1997 that quietly broke the textbook on how reward works. A researcher had wired electrodes into a monkey's brain to track one chemical, dopamine, the chemical of reward, the one that's supposed to fire when you get what you want. He gave the monkey juice and watched the cells. The dopamine didn't fire when the juice arrived. It fired before. The second the monkey saw the light that meant juice was coming, the cells lit up. By the time the juice touched its tongue, the chemical was already fading. Hold on to that monkey, we're going to need it again. Years later, a researcher at UC Davis ran a follow-up that makes the picture even stranger. He showed people trivia questions inside an MRI scanner, then flashed a random face on the screen before revealing each answer. A day later, the people who had been most curious about the trivia remembered the answers better, which was expected. But they also remembered the random faces. The faces that had nothing to do with anything. The brain, in a curious state, was recording everything in the room, even what it wasn't trying to record. This is the part you weren't told. When you want to know something, your brain opens a tap. The boring stuff, the page numbers, the dates, the names, it all soaks in. When you don't want to know, the tap is closed. You can highlight for 6 hours and nothing sticks, because the chemical that makes it stick isn't there. The student still smiling after 6 hours of biochemistry isn't working harder than you. She has the tap open. You have it closed. And here is the part that feels unfair. Discipline does not open the tap. A question does. You can study for 2 hours and remember nothing. The kid next to you opens the same chapter for 20 minutes, looking for one answer, and walks out remembering more than you. Same chapter. Half the time. His question opened the tap. Yours stayed shut. Okay, wait please. My problem is, I couldn't care less about advanced calculus, and I don't want to find an answer. What then? Fair? And this is the part most advice gets wrong. You don't need to care about calculus. Nobody who loves calculus started by caring about calculus. They cared about one weird thing inside it, and the rest of the math became the corridor that led them to it. I had the same problem when I started taking engineering design lectures. I sat in those classes for weeks. I was taking notes on tolerances, materials, and manufacturing processes. None of it meant anything to me. Then one day, the professor held up a water bottle and asked why every plastic bottle on Earth has a tiny rough circle at the bottom, in the dead center. I had touched that spot 1,000 times in my life but never asked why. That night I started noticing other things on my own. The milk carton, the triangle fold at the top. Why that shape? Why not flat? And the SIM card. Why is one corner always cut off at an angle? Wouldn't it be easier to make it a normal square? I started looking at the world a different way. Every object around me had a question hiding in it. The shape of my spoon, the layout of my keyboard, even the way a paperclip bends. None of it was random. Someone had made every one of those decisions on purpose, and I wanted to know why. The lectures stopped being lectures. They were direct answers to things I got curious about. Pick one question you actually want answered. Not a chapter, not a topic. One question. Then open the book to hunt for it. Every fact in your textbook is the answer to a question someone already had. Your job is to reverse it. Take any single thing on the page and ask why it is that way and not some other way. A date in history, like 1789. Don't memorize that the French Revolution began then. Ask why 1789 and not 1750. What was the world waiting for? Who had just died? Who was about to be? You see, water is H2O. Don't just memorize the formula. Ask why 2 hydrogens and not 3. What would the world look like if water were H3O? Would it even be drinkable anymore? A clause in law. Don't memorize the wording. Ask why they wrote it this way. What were they afraid of? What had just happened that made them write this exact sentence? The question doesn't have to be deep. It just has to be yours. Once you ask why, the page stops being a wall of facts you're trying to push into your head. It becomes a list of answers to something you actually wanted to know. The facts come to you instead of the other way around. This works on a deadline too. You don't need to fall in love with the subject. You need one why per page. One why opens the tap for the paragraph around it. The boring stuff next to your question soaks in for free. And if you can't find a why on a page, that page is telling you something. You don't know enough yet to ask. Say you're reading about the French Revolution. The page tells you the Estates General met in May of 1789. You stare at it. Nothing. The date feels random. The meeting feels random. You don't even know who these Estates General people are. Go back one page. There will be a sentence you skipped, maybe about the price of bread, maybe a name you didn't recognize. Ask why about that one. Then come forward. The page that felt random will read itself. The page hasn't changed. The chemistry of the brain reading it has. And that is the only thing that ever mattered. The monkey's dopamine didn't fire when the juice touched its tongue. It fired when the light came on. A question is your light. The reward was never sitting at the end of the chapter. It was always sitting at the start of the question that opens the tap. If you actually want to take action on the method, I made a one-page printable for that. It walks you through the 5 questions on any page that feels random. It's on my Patreon, links in the description. But opening the tap is only half the equation. The other half is sitting down long enough to let it open in the first place. Because you can want to know something, walk to your desk and lose 90 minutes to your phone before you even open the book. The chemistry is ready. You're just wasting it on TikTok. Buddhist monks can sit in silence for 3 years using a biological exploit that resets the same receptor system Schultz wired into those monkeys. I broke their exact 24-hour protocol in this video. Watch it next.